Alright, that's a good look. I had a whole bunch of technical difficulties within the past week. We will shout out the Naomi and Charlotte match off the rip. Good match, 20 minutes. But we definitely not about to sit here and go through NXT and SmackDown last week. Vengeance Day happened. That was cool. It was a pretty alright week, but as far as building the Mania goes, they were more focused on getting the Elimination Chamber out of the way. So it's Neon was really good. It's been a little minute, but we back now. Ain't really going nowhere, but it was just everything else going on. So I appreciate the patience and I appreciate you taking the time out to listen. So let's get an Elimination Chamber. This it was the Saudi show. It was obvious it was the Saudi show, and I wasn't really expecting much going in. You can go all around the community and you can hear everyone talk about uh, what didn't happen and how the chamber wasn't utilized and the spots that we saw. Like it was the Saudi show. Not really out there every single week. I'm not upset about it, but at the same time, it's like, man, there's more at play clearly when it comes to uh, what's going on with that. So we can't just I don't have a high level of expectancy when it comes to what's going on in Saudi Arabia and the WWE shows, respectfully. It was alright though. I mean, for what it was worth, like what the matches were supposed to be. They went out there, they gave a pretty alright show. Tried not to risk injury as far as they could in the side or outside of storyline. And yeah, outside of that, in the news and rumor mill, good lord, we know what this week has been. I ain't even gonna speak on it. We just gonna let everything play out. It's very clear, you know, with departures from companies and who's signing with who. Look, I don't trust nothing. I don't trust nothing. So even if we see old boy come through on our side of the television, I still don't trust it. I don't trust him. And if he really is coming back over, he some say he a fool because we already know how this gonna go. I think it'll be awesome to see him go on a little title run though. As far as the championship is concerned, like I said, I can't speak to it because I don't believe it yet. I don't even think that thing is a really thing. Like it's a lot of chatter. It's a lot of chatter. So we just gonna have to stay tuned and watch. It's just how it's gonna go. So yeah, this Saudi show was just that. So I didn't really go into this expecting much of anything. I didn't even really care to watch the kickoff. I didn't know if they were gonna do that or not. But at the end of the day, you think about the people out there. You think about the freedoms that we have out here stateside, and freedoms, whatever you want to call it. Like it's a third world over there. So we can't really speak to what the situation really is because we're not there. We just hear about it on the news and such. So what do we have on the kickoff, man? We have Rey Mysterio beating the Miz. Miz apparently faked out Dom, bounced up against the announced steps, bounced up against the steel steps, and got Dom sent backstage. I mean, as far as trying to make some kind of coherent story happen, okay, cool. And then, Mrs. Backstage later on in the show talking about he gonna go find somebody. The only thing he didn't really say was, well, since we in the synonyms type of season right now with WWE, he didn't say dashing. I'm out. Um, so that was the kickoff. The championship match, Universal Championship match between Roman and Goldberg. We'll save that for last because Roman want to go on first, and that's cool. That's cool. Either first or last. So we gonna save the main event act for that. And plus, it might be Goldberg's send off anyway. Uh, Bianca Belair defeated Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Doudrop, Piper Niven, Nikki Ash, and Nikki Ash inside of the Elimination Chamber. rules was changed, intervals was shortened. I was looking forward to a lot of that match, but as far as the women just getting in there and competing, you know, it was what it was. The Saudi show match. It was what they were selling the pay per view on, and the ladies went in there and they did their thing for the most part, as safe as possible. Sure. Do we need to see that type of match happen like that again? And stateside, absolutely not. It's not gonna happen. Like that shit was unacceptable. But as far as the women going in there and being safe and making moves and doing what they had to do, I mean, you know, paint by numbers. I'm not mad. It's pretty okay. So I mean, for the most, like we just gonna have to like and on to the next. Alexa Bliss with the in-ring return. I mean, we already know everybody is over on that side of the globe, so it's like, all right, to hear the crowd reaction in the moments where it didn't seem like it was too piped in, really, really good stuff, man. Everybody got a little bit of shine. I really did enjoy seeing the bodysuits. I feel like Piper needs to keep that bodysuit because I mean, outfit is outfit is whatever. She looks fine, whatever. She's in a good spot. I think she's like the big chick that we've always been needing since the Raka Khan days, and I can't really think of anybody else outside of right. Even the Glamazon was like not the big chick, but like the strong woman. So we have Piper in that spot, and her in that bodysuit was pretty solid, man. I thought it'd be a good look for her moving forward, but whatever. Rhea Ripley looked just like everybody's best dream, golf nightmare. But outside of that short hair, I think she's alright. I'm just really not with that short hair. So until that start growing out some more, I'm not even like. But the storylines are gonna grow. Nikki Ash did I. Her in a bodysuit was hilarious because it was her same outfit. So it's like, alright, cool. Um, I think and Liv was getting tossed around in there, man. Liv was selling every move, and that's one of my elements to a good match. You gotta have a good offense, you gotta have a good defense, you gotta look good selling your moves on top of the safety. But I'm not really as crazy about crisp moves, like, and we'll get into that later on with the Lita and Becky match. But as long as it looks like it's somewhat of a fight happening. Yeah, we want a wrestling match, but at the same time, we need to see some of this scrappiness because if we were tussling in the streets for ourselves, wherever we in the ring, in the octagon, wherever, it has a little bit more of that real element. So as far as me trying to suspend my disbelief, make it as easy as possible. Like, come on, but this is stuff that's gonna keep people tuned in, and I'm not too sure if the old man wants to do that for too much longer, but we'll just have to see how Mania season continues to shape up on this road of twists and turns to WrestleMania. What else we got? I'm kind of seeing like Nikki Ash and Rhea Ripley getting a little bit of the boost by Alexa Bliss. Bliss has nothing to do. Is she supposed to be a baby face? Is Nikki supposed to be the heel? Like, how are we gonna go about this? I'm not saying that's what's gonna happen. I'm just saying, like, clearly, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Ash was just going like during COVID mania. That they was in there defending the championships against Asuka and Kyrie. So it's like, I thought that was a very solid match back then. So there might be something that could come out of that. Even for a triple threat number one contender for the women's championship, go there with it. Why not? You know what I mean? And then I don't know, maybe Rhea wins. If Alexa wins, then everybody gonna go down. But this is me just like fantasy booking, and I don't know if that's gonna work. But it could be something that just fills up some weeks of television. But we got to keep that interesting. We need to spare no expense. Any these women's segments need to have that same energy that the triple threat women's match had when Ronda, Charlotte, and Becky went at it. But again, more fantasy booking. What did we have after that? Okay, so Bianca won. I'm not gonna go in the order of people eliminated because this match was so not realistic. Like, oh, you got pushed up. You look at the story of the match. I feel like WWE needs to try to beat their promotion. Like the actual happenings need to beat the promotion. If you can meet that balance, you know what I mean, then we could be on a road to better things. You know what I mean? Beyond Mania, like the follow up after WrestleMania Fallout, because I refuse to call it WrestleMania Backlash. And like that, like just because there's gonna be a bunch of rematches more than likely. I hope it ain't, but you know, again, this is me seeing a little further down the line, but you know, these guys are going damn near hour to hour when it come to this. So whatever. Bianca won rightfully. She's gonna be the one to beat Becky. I think they're gonna have a good match, but um, yeah, we'll get there when it comes to Becky in the in ring. Ronda Rousey and Naomi defeated Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville. Sonya arm wasn't really broke. Ronda Rousey had an arm tied to a hip. Exactly what you figured the match was gonna be. Great in ring stuff. It's so good to see Naomi, getting some more time, but at the same time, it's February. If some of my memory serves correct, Naomi won the women's championship in February and glowed out the belt. I'm not too far removed from, color blindness. So I definitely see when, and I mean, there's been black champions that haven't, that have gotten the championship and it wasn't February. However, I'm definitely noticing, a small pattern here. So after Mania, what are we doing with Trent? Who's going to challenge her, and are we really going to put her to that next level? I think she can do it. The end ring with that match with her and Charlotte, I've always knew what from even when she's a funkadactyl. But what was it now? I seen Naomi in there with Oscar one time, long time ago, and I was like, yep, we need this guy to see. I'm talking just mat work alone. The rest of the stuff, like I'd say get rid of the finisher move because it doesn't make sense. But outside of that, yeah, man, Trent got all of it. She just needs a doper finisher move. She's a full package though. So, good on her. Um, Good on her. Pardon me. Working with Ronda and just having a solid match and Sonya back in the ring. And that's really all we wanted at the end of the day. Just get Sonya back in the ring. As far as the Abuse and Power storyline and such like that, look, we clamored for it, we went hard for it, we talked about it. Now, I ain't saying I'm satisfied because I damn sure ain't, but um, there could be some things that you know can take place post WrestleMania and WrestleMania Fallout for you know the women's division, or it just goes back to nothingness and gets these small segments like this Elimination Chamber match just did, and then the Ronda Rousey match gets longer time. But this is getting extra political, so it ain't really no point for sitting here complaining because for real, it's the Saudi show. It's the Saudi show, so I'm not gonna sit here and cry about it. Drew McIntyre defeated Madcap Moss in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Look, Madcap Moss, Riddick Moss, whatever you want to call this cat, this guy was. That's the theory. This cat got top two bumps of the night, man. Clearly, he landed directly on top of his head from that little safe inverted version of the Alabama Slam. Because we all know, like, that should do not land on the front, but to avoid, I guess, concussion protocol, um, they switched it around. So now you're supposed to land flat down. And Madcap went and curled in, and man, one of these days when we start editing, we gonna have to edit in that little doink sound because that look since Madcap is okay, I think that now, especially since he definitely like this is one of those natural things. It's more akin to Becky breaking her nose on Raw. You know what I mean? Like it ain't the same context and gravity, but this is something that could actually make these guys kind of funny moving forward. Who knows? But there's potential there. We all been seeing them for the past couple of weeks, like showing out. So let's give it some time and we see what we get. Who's next? Oh, and Drew won. Duh. Drew's good. Drew did it with the sword. That's what they like over the in ring shit out here with that. Man, notice we ain't get no Mansoor with that. Man, I'm one step away from starting to call son out, but man, I might need to wait 2.5 years or at least two, and then we'll see what happens. But I'm not mad that Mansoor ain't come out. I'm just saying, like, 'cause what do we like? It's just it's so much more that could be going on, especially while you're out there. But it looked like this show was like, all right, we out here. All right, time to go. You know, it's what it seemed to me, and I wasn't mad, but it's a far cry from the last show. That last one, they was going crazy. This one, it had a lot of it's fit in ring, but it wasn't too wild. It's so much more to be desired, but it's the Saudi show, and I really can't help but feel that every single time. Like it's not really about us at home. Like yeah, we get the show to watch, but it's like it's some whole other stuff. Like they always gotta throw in a silly episode in a season here and there. But what else we got? The women's championship match. Becky Lynch versus Lita. Everyone thought the Lita did great. I thought she did pretty alright. But at the same time, two spots off the rip, they went down off the side ropes. I think it was one of the kickouts at two, and or something like that. Becky fell down, and Lita fell down late, and she was wild. No, Becky fell down in front, sat down, and Lita was all the way back here, like she was supposed to be catching up way earlier than that. That's one thing. But then beyond that, Lita with her little Hurricanrana move, pardon me, one of them things on the ropes or whatever. Lita up on the ropes, she completely missed her footing. Lita's a Hall of Famer, a complete legend, but I have to nitpick like somewhere outside of that, man. And then I think she left the ring early, like she wasn't. She's supposed to, say what's up to the crowd and such like that. But this is more that actual stuff that like it's the show stuff. So whatever. It was actually natural and organic, and it was kind of adorable when you see it like that. So outside of those two small spots, of course Lita held her own. We all know Becky can handle her own in the ring, and she was just trying to move as fast as possible. But y'all got to be a little more synced up, in my opinion, if it's gonna be going down like that. But it was cool. Like it was cool, but these are like the little really two things. Outside of that, man, to hear people the ovation for her each time, to see her still being able to go in there and however old she might be, like who cares? I, I would think she's like I don't know, what should I say? I'm not even about to call it because you go find out for yourself. So it was alright, but at the same time, if that was a one off, definitely dope. If she about to come back for a little while longer through Mania, which we already know how this works. Like I'm not going crazy over it. Like if she called it right here, I'd be fine with it. But I mean, I think she could get a better send off in America and a match that she actually won. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I mean, she put over the youngest star here, so she technically did the job the way it was supposed to be done, I guess. But send off in Saudi, and then after all of the nonsense, like, and I don't even really know about, just heard about, man. Nah, man. Nah, man. One more match. Fuck it. Fuck it. One more match out of Lita. One more. One more. And then she could go ahead and go back to whatever it is Lita does. Like painting pictures or some shit. I don't know. Okay. SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos versus the Viking Raiders, ended in a no contest because the Usos have been just running up on them and beating them up in the past couple of weeks. I think it's utterly hilarious. I think it's great. I'm not mad at it. I think the Usos should continue doing this. They should do this to everybody they in a feud with, but do it at random super kicks out of nowhere. We need that element back in the WWE. That surprise stuff. Expect the unexpected. This was like what 2 weeks ago on SmackDown. Then they ran up on them, took their little helmets. And I'm not crazy about all of this running up and robbing stuff, but this is actually a team that has that element. This is part of their gimmick. So it's like, all right, you know what? That makes sense. And then they ran up and they robbed the Raiders. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And we all know the Viking Raiders can go in the ring, obviously. We all know the Usos can go in the ring. Look at all the matches with New Day. And yes, I'm going to continue saying New Day until the old man decides to make the worst decision ever and stop calling him the New Day. Get well soon, Xavier Woods. But whenever they do have the match, it's cool. I'm not gonna front. Outside of like dozing off for maybe 20 seconds every so often throughout the night, and I'm not gonna call out which matches. Um, when these guys was coming out, I was so underwhelmed, and I did not want to see the match. And then the beat up thing happened, like the little beat down, and it's like, oh, okay. Well, you know what? Good, good, good spot. That's a good place to pick a little no contest DQ, whatever you want to call it. Now they gotta have the match another time, or it could build for Mania, or however. I don't know, but whatever. I mean, make a little TV thing of it. Have some other teams. I don't know. Is Mania gonna be one of those we need to get everybody on the show? Or like, what's gonna happen here? I have no clue, but whatever. So there goes that. Um, Tag team championships continue to remain with the Usos. You know what I mean? Now, moving forward, we got we have Brock Lesnar triumphing inside of the Elimination Chamber match to capture the WWE Championship. He beat up everybody. Bobby Lashley got concussion protocol, whatever that means. He buckle bomb into the plexiglass. Maybe they should study that glass a little more. Just a suggestion. Nah, but we know that's a spot every year, and whatever. I'm not mad at that. Like they saying his shoulder was injured or his shoulder was hurt at Mania, not Mania, excuse me, the Rumble or something like that. So okay, okay. I mean, it is unfortunate, but whatever. Championship back on him. As far as reigns and numbers go, it's no Charlotte Flair record, but this title run might be just as forgettable as most of Charlotte's, respectfully. I mean, it was a little crazy story about all of this from day one to the Rumble to now. You know what I mean? Like from Big E having the championship at the start of the year. Uh, Definitely hot shot vibes, but I don't really remember any hot shot storylines with the championships recently. Um, yeah, so there's that. Brock Lesnar won, obviously. Champion versus champion match at Mania. That doesn't necessarily tell me that it's going to be title for title. We going to see on Raw, but at the same time, right now, a little bit of the vague responses, only because I'm assuming it's the Saudi show. So tune into the one after that because that shit was just more of a job to do as opposed to like the storyline move forwarders. That's Elimination Chamber, man. It's Neon. Raw NXT SmackDown this week. Oh, let's get it popping. I guess I'll see y'all sometime next week around this time. Hopefully we got a quiet environment and we can talk some more shit on this product, man. So comment, subscribe if you ain't already, and I will talk to y'all then. Alright, have a good one.